Hello everyone, and welcome to a kind of brief demonstration or sneak peek into my upcoming mod, Relationship Dialogue Overhaul, or RDO for short. Now, for those of you that have used or know about my Dynamic Follower Dialogue mod, or DFD for short, you'll be familiar generally with the concept of RDO. For those of you that don't, I'll fill you in very quickly. DFD was a mod that added, I believe it was around 1,500 lines, a little over that that number, for NPCs in the game using their original voices. So, like Lydia, you can see here through the menu, her voice, female, even tone, like, that voice type, added dialogue for that. All the other voice types that came with the game. It was a lot of fun to do that mod, but it just kind of felt like it was missing something. So RDO really kind of takes DFD and expands on it tremendously. DFD, I think, covered 16 or 18 voice types mainly. I'm not sure. I don't remember the exact number. Well, RDO covers 50. So it covers a lot more, and it covers both sides of the coin. What do I mean by that? DFD was mainly covered people that like you. Your friends, your followers, your spouses, and your followers that are spouses. It didn't really do the flip side for the people that don't like you. Well, RDO does both, and it does it for, like I said, 50 voice types. Now, it's not going to do both sides for all 50 simply because there's not enough dialogue or the situation can't warrant it. For instance, one of the voice types RDO covers is Isran from the Dawnguard DLC. He is now a fully voiced follower that you can have. Well, if Isran doesn't like you, chances are you've joined the vampire side, so he's going to attack you on sight. Well, why should you add dialogue if he doesn't like you when he's just going to try to kill you? That doesn't make sense. So things like that, in situations where it's not warranted or not really, dialogue cannot be used, I didn't add it. So, because, if you're on the Dawnguard, he's going to like you, and if he doesn't like you, then you're obviously a vampire. So again, some situations where it didn't warrant it, I didn't add it, so. But the main focus was on the 42 default voice types from Skyrim.esm. Those are the non-unique voice types. So for those of you that may be wondering what exactly is a non-unique voice type, think about a voice that's shared among many NPCs. Lydia's voice, like I said, female even tone, is not a unique voice. Rayloff is a good example. His is male Nord. Hadvar is a unique voice type. His is male unique Hadvar. Let's see who else. I don't know. Adrian. That works at the Warmaidens place. Hers is female commander. That's not a unique voice. So voice types that are shared among many different NPCs are not unique. The only exception to that is voices like the ghost voices, like male and female unique ghost. Those are considered actually unique voice types, even though they're used across, multiple different ghosts use that voice type. So, but that's mainly what RDO covers. It covers both sides of the coin, people that like you and people that dislike you. Now, for this video, I'm going to be showing its MCM and some of the features that it has. So rather than sit here, chatter, bicker, and ramble on, and going for several minutes already, let's go ahead and jump in game and force recruit some people. When we have force recruit, let's make them into followers, because RDO now provides support for, like I said, all 42 default voice types now support follower dialogue. This mod is, frame drops because I'm recording. I'm getting like really low frames. So anyway, hello Lydia.
Good to see you. I am your sword and your shield.
I'm not going to recruit her, but you can see her.
Take care of yourself.
She's got additional dialogue now, so I'll talk about that probably some other time, maybe later on if I can get around to it. I'm trying to make this relatively quick, so hopefully I'll be able to do that. Now, we're going to go recruit some NPCs that did not have follower dialogue to start off with. In the default game, they didn't have follower dialogue. And some of the town does not like me, and some of them I think are indifferent. They're like acquaintances. So you may hear some additional dialogue, some additional insults get thrown out. So just kind of keep that in mind. But, like, let's see. Who's a good NPC we could go recruit? So, like I said, pretty much anybody you go recruit. Now, things like guards. You won't be able to recruit guards. Guards are not unique. I've limited this down to unique voice types, and this is actually kind of loud. Maybe pick up echoing in the microphone. There we go. Let's see here. Nazim. Perfect. Let's go recruit. Nazim as a follower, right? No, who likes Nazim? So what we're going to do now is go to RDO's MCM. Right here. And here is probably its final stage. This actually, I have completely rebuilt this. I had an entirely different MCM, and I rebuilt this to make it function a little bit better. Could, consolidate down some. But let's go ahead and recruit Nazim. And here's the configure specific actor options. For those of you that have used DFD, you're a little bit familiar with this. It looks a little differently. It looks a little different than what it was before. I need to fix that spelling. That needs to be spaced out. Still haven't done that yet. That's been that way for like the last week or so, and I still haven't. I've forgotten to go back and do that. It's just I just forget about it when I exit out the game. I need to make myself a note to do that. But will show you the NPC you selected in the crosshair. Now, RDO provides two options here. One is if you have an NPC in your crosshair, they will always be shown on here. The second is that if you don't have anybody selected in the crosshair, but let's say you've used the console to click on something, it will show that here. If you don't have anybody selected in the crosshair, it'll show the console instead. Why did I do that? Well, because the biggest reason is for this option here. This will allow you to stop combat. If somebody's fighting someone unnecessarily, this will allow you to stop combat. And maybe they're pretty far away and you can't run up to them they may kill somebody or somebody may die for the time it takes you to run up to them and get your crosshair over top of them. So this is what this allows you to do. This allows you to open up your console and click on them. That's why I highly recommend the MFG console. Those of you that use a framework from the other website that generally is not named on the Nexus, that comes with it. So you don't have to worry about that. But I recommend MFG console. That will display tons of information. I don't know if it will when I click. You can see like all this information here. I don't know if it'll. There you go, right there. See how it's selected Nazim? It shows all the information. Shows who you selected, everything like that. I highly recommend it to allow you to be able to see what the NPC is. Now I believe this requires SKSE to be able to use. So, but if you're using an MCM menu, that requires SKSE as well. So, but I highly recommend using this, that way you can tell. And the biggest thing is that you can select it, and that way you don't have to run up to them. You can just stop the combat by selecting them in the console. But again, I'm still rambling on. I need to quit. Let's make Nazim a follower. So right here, his relationship rank shows he's a rival as a -1. You can change that. Just click it. Just click it and you'll go through the different options. Now you may notice that you don't have the -3, -4 values. Well, that's because depending on the factions in terms of how their combat reaction is, some NPCs may just immediately become hostile towards you. Maybe some people would like that, but in general, I figured that's not really necessary. It's not really what most people would like, so that's why it's limited to the -1 or -2. It really doesn't do that much of a difference, I don't think. I'm not sure, but anyways, we're going to leave him set here because when you make him a potential follower, which if this voice type also supports spouse dialogue, you can do that here as well. Just simply click this option. When you click it, you'll get this little prompt that tells you that Nazim has now been made a follower. Just click OK. And his relationship rank changes to 1, which is a friend. That's the minimum rank to be able to recruit an NPC as a follower. So we'll exit the menu.
Had enough of fish on your mind.
And now I have the option to recruit him. So let's recruit him as a follower.
I'm all ready to go.
Yes, shut up, woman. I know you don't like me. So, walk over here, get Nazim. As you can see,
What's on your mind? I'll be sure to put it to good use.
he now is a completely voiced follower.
If you require assistance, please let me know.
Now, hopefully he's not stuck in this. He's not stuck trying to do a scene, which he might be.
Sure thing.
So, and as you can see, I could probably give him a ton of gear here. Like, I don't know. Let's give him all hide stuff. Just.
If you require assistance, please let me know.
And the dialogue, there's enough dialogue that he won't repeat the same lines, even though it sounds like he is. These are. It's kind of like the vanilla dialogue, where sometimes they can repeat the same line 3 or 4 times in a row,
What's on your mind?
and sometimes they won't. So, like if I tell him just to wait,
If that's what you want.
and then I'll walk away. See, he's waiting. So,
And here you are. Excellent. Let me know if I can be of any assistance. I'll be glad to help you.
so you can see again, Nazim is now a,
If you require assistance,
or his voice type,
please let me know.
which is male condescending, is now a completely voiced that supports follower dialogue. And like I said, every single default voice type supports follower dialogue. Some of them have a lot of unique dialogues. Some of them at the moment don't. I'm not done making this mod. I am like 8 lines short of 4,500 lines of dialogue covered in this mod. It's a lot of dialogue, actually. I'm pretty doggone exhausted, but I'm still excited. And sometimes it's like, there's really cool things that I can't wait to share with people, because I know at least for me, how much I would like to hear it in my own game. But I'm getting pretty tired of working on this. It's just incredibly lengthy and tedious, etc., etc. But I'm rambling. You guys don't need that. So.
Let me know if I can be of any assistance.
So I probably will go ahead and dismiss him, I think, just to go ahead and show a few more things.
I understand. Some journeys must be taken alone.
So we'll let him walk away. Let's talk to him again.
Good to see you. Until later, then.
As you can see, he's got, you know, a lot nicer things to say. So, now, again, let's see here. Let's see again. Let's go talk with what's her name down here. Oops, for turn on God mode. There we go. So we'll see those bars right across the screen. Another thing, though, let's see if they'll actually say it, is RDO also offers a few small fixes. Like I always answer. Few small fixes for a few things. For instance, have you ever tired of knocking into objects and NPCs always greeting you with a hello? They're trying to say, you know, stop doing that, or be careful, watch what you're doing. But there's a random percent condition that is really low. I understand why Bethesda put that in there, but at the same time, it also kind of is weird that they say they'll greet you when they're beyond a greeting distance. You know, you're doing something and they'll say something to you when you're pretty far away. Well, RDO removes that random percent condition, and hopefully, let's see if she says it. She may not. Nope, she's fixated on doing that. But oftentimes what you'll find is that if you knock into objects or pick up something in a pick up something, I'm like popping. She is not going to say anything. If you run into objects or knock things out, or no, this is a horrible example because she's not actually doing it. They will actually tell you that all the time. You know, quit doing that. Now, it won't be 100% perfect due to how the next, whatever. I'm not going to go into the details as to why, but generally they will, for the most part. So,
I have nothing to say to you.
and sometimes you can't talk to NPCs if they don't like you.
What do you want?
But here's the thing. You'll notice Adrian doesn't like me. Yet I can't buy anything from her. Where's the option to say, what do you have for sale? Well, one of the features with RDO is merchants that don't like you won't let you buy things from them. Just that never made a lot of sense why in the world they would let you buy things. Now, I understand some people may think differently, but for my own personal taste, this is the case. However, don't think that that's always true.
Leave now.
You can go into the MCM menu and turn this back on. All you simply do is come here and you go to the vendor services. Just uncheck that.
You have something to say, dog?
And now you have the ability. Now, also another thing is the blacksmith tutorial. That was also blocked. Why should they offer you a tutorial about blacksmithing if they don't like you? It's those simple things. So as you can see, I can now...
Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
So,
Get out of here.
of course, I go back to and turn this back on.
What do you want?
And as you can see, it's gone.
Thanks for wasting my time.
So that is one of the features that I really like about RDO, is the fact that you can't buy things from merchants. And this applies to merchants, innkeepers, bards, trainers, like, you know, training in a specific skill or, I guess it is skill, not attribute. Skill, buying, like, the war dogs, pretty much anybody who offers stuff for sale or allows you to request something of them, they won't offer it. Another thing, I don't know if the innkeeper doesn't like me. She may not like me. Another thing that comes along with that is, whenever you walk into an inn, I really hope, otherwise it's going to be kind of dumb and embarrassing sounding. Let's see, please. I think she doesn't like me. Yeah. Dead quiet.
This is a local favorite.
Oh god, he's going to spar. She starts singing.
Songs I ever learned.
The innkeeper doesn't like me. If an innkeeper doesn't like you, they're not going to say, welcome to my tavern. They're just going to be quiet. Why should they welcome you in? So...
Get out of my face.
Named Ragnar the Red, who came riding to Whiterun from old Warwick Stead.
Move along.
And the
What do you want?
as he told of both battles and gold he had
Every time I think of you, I imagine a saber cat closing its claws around your face. Why are you here?
met the shield maiden Matilda, who said,
Just leave.
"Oh, you talk and you lie and you
So,
drink a lot of mead. Now I think it's high
that's kind of a little bit of a sneak preview into what RDO does. Now, one of the last things, which actually this has been going on for a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I'm going to try to do this as fast as I can. I'm going to run back to Bree's home, go grab Lydia, and let you listen to a little bit of her follower dialogue. Housecarl's dialogue is now, they now speak to you in a much more respectful manner. They no longer sound like that this is, you know, they would rather die than do what they're doing now.
Good to see you. Honor to you, my Thane. Lead the way.
So you recruit her now, and let's see, let's talk to her.
Yes, my Thane?
It would be my pleasure.
So, she now
Do let me know if I can be of service.
is much more respectful. Another thing you can do, if you ever get tired of Housecarl saying, I'm sworn to carry your burdens, you know, that just gets annoying, especially for Lydia. Just come over here and turn it off. You can turn that off. They won't say it if you turn that off. Now, she didn't say it, so it's, you know, you won't hear it now, but if that's something you don't want her to say, just turn that off.
What's on your mind? Here's everything I have. I'll guard you with my life.
So let's take her outside, too. She might have a few things to say. Her voice type, female even tone, has had a lot more idle dialogue added. And that's kind of another thing. The RDO covers a lot. And would you move? I know you don't.
Please leave me alone.
Yes, just move and start going about your business. Or yes, start your package. There you go. I'm trying to stay away from NPCs because I don't have the no greet on, so they will all want to talk to me like normal. Actually, let's go to the market area. See if she wants to make a comment about something. Like I said, our RDO is going to replace several mods. It won't replace the marriage system from the more follower voices mod. I actually don't use that mod. I've never used it, so I don't know exactly what everything it entails. But for the follower dialogue, this will completely replace that mod. It does not replace the marriage as of yet. I'm really...
One thing everyone can agree on. This war is bad for business.
Yep. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. It won't replace the marriage dialogue as of yet. That's not something I've delved into. It's perhaps something I've got it set up to where I can. I've got some lists and stuff like that ready to go, ready to add more marriage dialogue in there for different voices that don't support it yet. It will totally replace follower commentary overhaul, which you should not be using. That mod is... the idea was fantastic. Its implementation was just embarrassing. Come on, dude. You can use conditions way better than that. The whole point with RDO and follower idle dialogue, they won't just randomly spout comments. That just random stuff. All of their comments will now be relevant. You know, if Lydia just said that, you know, this war is bad for business. We're in a market area with a lot of businesses, right? Yeah, that makes sense. She's not going to say things like, I'm stinky, I need to take a bath. Well, Lydia, you're standing out here perfectly dry. Why would you say that? You know, she's not going to say things like that. Everything that followers say, it has some relevance. It has some kind of... It makes them seem more intelligent. It makes them aware of their surroundings. That's what I've tried to do with all the idle dialogue. Will there be as much as FCO? Probably not, but they will be much more relevant. Much more relevant. You know, you take her some places, you could take her to the Ethereum Forge. You know, or during that quest to the Lost to the Ages. She might have something to say during that time. You know, at very specific points in time, too. And that's another thing. RDO's idle dialogue for followers has been split into multiple stacks. One of them is just like the generic ones they can say pretty much throughout the whole game. Another one is very specific dialogue that may only have 20 seconds to be said one time. I've split those apart so that the gigantic stack doesn't bog down those little comments that get said. They're split apart so you can hear them when the time is right for them to be used. So, that's kind of one of the things that RDO does. Again, for those of you that have used my DFD mod, you're familiar with the friendlier greetings, but...
Let me know if you have anything you need from me. I will protect you with my life.
Like I said, Lydia and all the Housecarls.
Yes, my thing?
I could probably go get Jordis, and she would be another one that I could...
I'll guard you with my life.
Again, there's a little bit more now.
Sorry, I was lost in thought. I'm at your service. I'll guard you with my life.
She's wanting to say that over and over again. Let's see.
What's on your mind?
See if I can.
It's an honor to serve you.
So you can see she's not just like begrudgingly saying, "Ugh, fine," you know. She's a Housecarl. You're a Thane. She's supposed. I don't know.
Do let me know if I can be of service.
It's not supposed to be this like I hate what I do type of thing. Now let's see if I can get her to use one of the restored lines.
Yes, Thane. What is it?
That right there.
What do you need?
That has been restored.
Anything
That came
else?
with the original game, but you never heard it. Because her voice type is in a list, voices follower neutral, which uses the alright, what is it?
Fair coin for a fellow who's down
Shut
on his
up.
luck.
that was always blocking the Housecarl dialogue, because just the way it was set up, it was always blocking it, because the conditions were not set up correctly to allow Housecarls to use it. But never mind. It's basically, to put it simply, that blocked the Housecarl one. So
Yes, my thane. I am at your command.
there you go. That's from Hearthfires, which this will require Hearthfires, Dragonborn, Dawnguard, and update.esm.
Do let me know if I can be of
That
service.
require everything, all the default ones. So this is not.
Of course, sir. Very good, sir.
So, anyways, this has been going on for a little, I think maybe around 20 minutes-ish or so. I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I may come back and do a little bit more demonstration videos on exactly what this does. Just because this mod covers so much. It's so hard to showcase this in a very short amount of time. Like, it really is difficult to do that and to explain things. So I apologize if people are watching this and you're still unsure. It's like I said, this has nearly 4,500. It will. By the time I'm done, I am nowhere near done. This may add nearly 5,000 lines of completely voiced dialogue for NPCs. This is hugely in-depth. It's just... there's a lot to this. A whole lot to this. So, it's a gigantic mod that's been taking quite a while to work on. And I've still got a lot more to do. I still have to really enter a testing phase. I've done testing as it's been progressing, but not like serious hardcore testing. So, to kind of wrap things up, again, RDO supports 50 voice types, all of the default ones from Skyrim.esm. It will support the 2 male Dark Elf voices from Dragonborn, the 1 female one, Freya, which I have yet to actually add her dialogue. I will. I'll add some new dialogue for her. Serana is already covered. Valerica is now a fully voiced follower. Yellowboar is a fully voiced follower that actually works correctly, unlike the one that exists now. Eastrun is a completely voiced follower, not one that becomes mute just due to, well, I'm not going to go into why that is, but I know why that is. It's really simple if you know anything about anything when it comes to looking at information about quest data. Data, whatever you want to call it. Eastrun, like I said, is now a fully voiced follower. Again, this will work for anybody, including children. Children can be followers. You can use the recruit option again with RDO. You can use the force recruit. Like for instance, let's say here's a good example of using. I'll show you all real quick about using the console. Like let's click on Brenuin right here. Again, I said this would be the last thing wrapping up, but here I am going on about more. Let's click on Brenuin right here, and as you can see, I don't have anybody in my crosshair. It's not over anybody. So we go up here, and as you can see, we can now select him here. So, whereas if you just select nothing, and you come back to this page, it'll display that you don't have anything selected. It'll still let you remove all the actors and show the list of everybody you prevented, which is another thing I can go into later on, is this option here will, if you don't want a certain NPC to use RDO dialogue, you can just add them to this list, basically. It's like a blacklist almost. So you're adding them to this list, and they won't use it. You're preventing them from using the dialogue. So, alright, I really will stop now because this has been going on for more than 20 minutes, and I don't want to be having this too long, because uploading it will take a while, and you all don't want to watch a long video. So, if you'd like more, let me know in the comments. I'll probably go ahead and do some more, maybe. I don't know, I'm not sure. It takes so long to do this dialogue that's where my priority is really working on adding the dialogue. I've added just little things here and there, big things. I've fixed a ton of dialogue. I'll probably cover that in a different video. I may go actually through Test 5 Edit and show everything that I've fixed, because there's actually a lot that I've fixed. So, things that YouSleep doesn't fix, which, golly, I'm so grateful for YouSleep, because there's so much more dialogue that I don't have to fix thanks to YouSleep. So, but this is it. Hopefully you all found this kind of enjoyable. Hopefully you're excited as I am. Its release date is maybe June or July. I've pushed it back from May to April to June. April to May, not May to April. April to May to June and July, because I really don't think I'll be done. It could be as late as August. This just takes a while. It's just so tedious, and I am the only one working on this. I'm doing this all by myself. It just takes a while. So, anyways, as it's been going on too long, I will see you all sometime later. Anyway, take care, and have yourself a good one. Bye.